Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I literally wasn't going to make this video, and again I hope it makes it to the internet. I feel like I make loads of my videos starting with that because I do just like leave loads of them off the internet, but I feel like hopefully this one will go up because it's a really important thing, and it's about cancel culture. But like even that is just like, it's not even just about cancel culture, like that sounds like just because of the internet, but I swear, like I've gone through this situation. I feel like people though, to just give some like liberty to the people that this happens to, I swear everyone gets it at one time or another, just because literally the way the world changes, and it's less about, I feel like when you go through something like I feel like what goes up must come down, and people I feel like achieve things like literally, again I'm not even going to do it because it's disrespectful to the person I'm going to say it to, but you hear about celebrities that like have breakdowns and stuff, and they've done all this amazing stuff and reached and touched all these amazing people. I don't mean literally, I'm not talking about dodgy stuff, I mean like, you know, like pop stars and stuff that, you know, they haven't done anything illegal and they just have like a breakdown or whatever, and you know everyone's like, oh my god, like this person and what happened, and they had all this great life and blah blah. The fact is, on a logical level, what goes up must come down, you know. And I've seen people, which I'm not even going to name, recently on the internet that have literally been so fucking, but it's not even about specific people, I feel like this happens to everyone on one level or another. And the way people bully people that have this happen to them is honestly disgusting. You know, and I know there's like a whole load of, like, this can happen to anyone. I feel like it happens to people that have narcissistic personalities, but again, I've always prefaced that in my videos that talk about narcissism, it's never been about hating a narcissist, it's about understanding yourself and understanding any relationship that you may have interacted with them in order to heal from it and stuff. So even that, to a level, you can talk about people being cancelled that are narcissistic, whereas if people weren't as educated about narcissists, they may sort of like idolise them and whatever, but the fact of it being potentially a dangerous or abusive relationship means that I feel that it was necessary for me and other people on narcissistic recovery channels to talk about it. At the end of the day, everyone has their perspective, and especially, I'm not saying it's a more or less valid place, but especially things like diagnoses and whatever, like, you know, in the mental health field, calling someone a narcissist is actually a diagnosis. But again, I don't feel like science and even psychology has the fucking monopoly, to be honest with you, or even the legal system or any other fucking system in the world honestly has the monopoly on, or culture has the monopoly on the world at large, because, you know, there's so many myths and explanations for everything, basically. So that was a big statement to make, but it fucking drives me insane because I've literally come from a day where I've literally, it's not, I feel like you have to take the rough with the smooth to some level or another, just because of the world we live in being turbulent regardless. But, you know, I've had a couple of things which have uprooted me recently, you know, fucking bog standard things I've talked about recently, of fucking shit going wrong and then transcending it and it being better in the end, basically. I'm not going to reference astrology because if anyone has seen any of my videos, they will know that I always reference astrology. I actually just can't be asked to go for it today. So, but yeah, I've literally come from a day where, like, I've dealt with someone in my in my day where I'm old enough, I'm almost 26, to know people's character by judging them and seeing the extent of a person's character and knowing that it really doesn't get much better when you know someone's character. But I've noticed a lot recently, especially in the older generation, they're very quick and easy to jab you and boomers and stuff and people that are really adjusting to the new world and blah blah blah. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone could fall into this category, but especially people that aren't of the newer generations, that are more educated on, or like socialized, I don't know, like I'm not really sure how to put it, the world is different, but I've noticed that people, especially recently, I have noticed, have been very jabby. Like they're quite happy to jab at someone that's got their shit together and they test them, and I feel like this is just like something standardly narcissistic at the end of the day. But, you know, I've gone through a day where, you know, it's like people don't take the hint either. It's like when you just like want them to leave you alone, you hint and you're rude and you say something to tell them to get them to fuck off, and they don't really get it. And I wanted to just preface or potentially start this video by saying it really sucks when someone doesn't see your true character and see your true fucking light and your true, not even your light, I talk about light, but that's positive. They don't see your true shadow, because, you know, this is something which is challenging because I feel like I'm one of those people where, like, I've always been the same. If I don't like you, it will be obvious. Like, you know, I have, you know, everyone knows how to put on a front to some level or another and fucking socially cope to some level or another. But if I don't like you, it's going to be pretty blatantly obvious because I can't lie very well. And it's like, I've always been the same as I will, like, withdraw. Like, if I do not, like, from social occasions, ever since I've been able to, you know, and you get to make more of your own decisions, I've been very good at, like, withdrawing, and especially with, like, therapy and stuff, it teaches you to set boundaries with people, and I've had to do that with, like, my family and stuff, and it really fucking sucks that people in stupid systems, or wherever that you just have to be exposed to, come in and fucking try and fuck shit up for you, when you know full well how to set boundaries with them, and you're trying to set boundaries with them. And the thing is, what fucking sucks about people not seeing other people's shadows is that people can really fucking drive, like, at the end of the day, people don't respect each other's fucking social capacities to some physical capacities as well. Like, it's such a massive issue because, you know, everyone's got the capacity to cause harm to another person psychologically, physically, emotionally, and people that fucking are so dysregulated and they get joy out of hurting people emotionally and testing people emotionally and psychologically, it's really unfair for the person that's experiencing it, because any reactive abuse that they engage in is not only stressful through the reactive abuse, but it's also extremely dangerous for the person experiencing reactive abuse, because you can get in a lot of trouble for reacting, especially if you react in a more powerful way. Like, you know, I don't know if I want to expose, fuck it, I don't even give a fuck. I was arrested because I kicked someone, right? And I don't fucking regret it because they were an arsehole. And I feel like with most of my life as well, being a female with, like, autism and stuff, you can hide behind a mask of autism and you can hide behind a fucking book. But I swear to God, the amount of people that test me in the world and have tested me over the last fucking 2 years, I fucking snapped and I flipped my shit, and I did, and I don't fucking regret it because I do it again, and all of my life I can go through saying I beat up a bloke because he was a fucking little bitch. So anyway, that being the fucking preface, but you can't really go around the world doing that. At the end of the day, you'll just be arrested left, right and centre. If you want to live your life in prison, do it. I'm not saying that you get, like, a great deal of time in prison for assaulting someone. I wouldn't do it again. But I feel like if I had to do that for self-defence or something, I wouldn't not do it, basically, because I didn't get charged. So, yeah, it's not, like, the biggest deal ever, and it's not like your life is over if you do end up doing that. But at the same time, I don't want to go around doing that, but at the same time, people have no idea when to just cut the shit and just fucking let you be at homeostasis, because, you know, everyone inevitably, what comes up must come down, and I feel like sometimes when you have to just take the shitty days that come up with these type of people, it's worth kind of just reminding yourself that, like, what goes up must come down. Like, you know, these things happen and you don't have to experience that person again necessarily, which is good. But at the same time, the fucking bollocks that's come with cancel culture that I've seen on the internet, and people that are sharing their fucking God-given somewhat as well, and like the people I'm talking about, I don't really want to even I don't know if I should even say what I was going to say, because it might be kind of obvious to someone that might have seen this what it's talking about, but there's some sort of spiritual stuff that's involved, and it's like someone that was raised in a church. I can tell you, it's just opinion. It really is just opinion. Like, it's not the fucking monopoly. Any religion, it's always going to be from a personal perspective. You know, there's no monopoly, including in religion, on life in general. You know, you can stand by one belief system. You can stand by the lawful system. That's not the monopoly either. No one's got the monopoly. And what fucking fucks me right off, I take it less into account now, because even from YouTube having hate comments and shit, you see the type of people that give hate comments and that troll. They're called trolls for a reason. Because you can just see what they are. Like, they're not even worth the time of day. You know, they have gotten to me from time to time. Even recently, I did a fucking beauty subliminal, someone put "what the fuck," and then they deleted it, and you can't see it on the public thing, so I don't know what they've done, if they've hidden it or what, but I can see it on my comments. And I'm just like, don't watch it then. Like, I really don't care what you have to say. Like, it really doesn't bother me. If anything, it makes me laugh. So it's just like, all right, just what the fuck? Fuck off then, basically. And I'm quite happy, and I think it's so important to have that ability to be assertive and to jump to that aggression that you need to have. But someone that like struggles with aggression, like, I don't fucking blame myself for being aggressive, and I feel like I need to re-liberate myself into that, because I feel like it's quite a humbling experience going to prison, and it's quite a humbling experience with all the consequences that I've had to deal with post that situation. But it doesn't change the fact that the world is full of people that test the fuck out of you all the time, and they fucking just see how far they can possibly go before you fucking snap. And it's like, some people are quite happy to fucking punch you in the face. Like, they are quite happy. And you know, some people enjoy fucking doing kind of fucking, what's the word, more kind of, I just think people are too funny for their boots. And I'm not saying it's right to go around hitting people, but I'm saying I was literally provoked. 100% I was provoked. I don't even, you know, I wouldn't do it again, and I wish it didn't happen. But at the same time, these people, especially since lockdown, I feel like it's the most prevalent thing. They walk around like they're fucking entitled to the world, and that they're entitled to all the respect from everyone in the world. And it's like, you can't just walk on top of people. Like, you know, you don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what someone else is experiencing. You don't know what someone else is doing. You don't know what someone else is feeling. You don't know what someone else's intentions are towards you, and for all you know, they might have a knife in their pocket, so that will just fucking serve you right if you get your lungs stabbed out of you. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, and I'm not saying anyone down the road or anyone else is going to do that, but I'm saying we all walk around the world with a level of vulnerability, and some people are too out of touch with the fact that and they're just more than willing to put themselves in front of the world and put themselves in a vulnerable position. And it's like, you have to see and be respectful of other people's capacity. You know, and sometimes when I watch my videos back, it's like almost me talking to myself, and I have to be more aware of people's capacity. And I think that is to a point as well, because I feel like I can test people to one level or another, because we all can. But it's like, when people have this like group scapegoating though, especially on the internet, where there's just like hate comments towards people for like no reason. Like, I'm just gonna say it, no, do you know what, I'm not, just for my own personal preference, I know what I'm talking about, and I don't need to explain who it is that's really set me off here. But it's like, people, whether they come from a certain job, or they come from a certain background, or they come from a certain religion, or they come from a certain fucking family, or they come from a certain fucking whatever, school or something, they think they've got the fucking monopoly over the rest of the world. And I feel like, yes, we all go through our experiences, you can be liberated from something, but God only knows, you can lose it like that. I've seen it, and I've had it myself when I have mental health problems. I had everything on paper. I had a fucking textbook good family, I had a good education, I had nice looks, I had nice hair, blah blah blah. You know, I had money, I wasn't poor, you know, I had the capacity for boyfriends and stuff. I lost it like that because my mental health dropped. It's when you lose something like your health, and your reputation because of your health being lost at times, it really shows you how you can be on top of the world and you can lose it like that. And it's the same for everyone. And unfortunately, some people put all of their ego and all of their fucking stature on a thing like a job or something tangible, where the universe is quite happy to humble you, and God will humble you into seeing that you can fucking work all the hours in the world and have all the money in the world, or have all the money that you're able to get as a person. It does not put you above the person that is sat on the street or that's sat doing drugs somewhere. You know, we are all fucking human beings on this planet, and it fucking drives me insane since lockdown that people are so entitled. And you know, you might call me entitled by sitting here, you know, on my fucking high horse in my room all alone on YouTube, whatever, posting videos onto YouTube. But what I don't do is I don't go sitting around trolling people that I don't agree with. And you know, it's people, and it fucks with people's psychology for a start. But you've got these people with all these great intentions and all this light to share and all this information to give, and they're just fucking, they're shunned for no real reason, you know. And I think, to be fair, we are all humbled, and I do believe there is some sort of like divine kind of chastising that tends to go on with people, and sometimes you don't really see the full extent of someone's belief systems and the impact it might have on people at large. But at the same time, it fucking always it always shocks me how you get some people that I perceive to be so damaging and have systems that are functioning and thriving for all fucking extensive all purposes that I can assume here, that are so damaging to so many people, and yet you've got people that are spreading truth and hope and joy to people and information that are quite fucking openly shunned by some fucking troll in the middle of nowhere. It's just bollocks, basically. And it really irritates me, and it's not only on the internet, you know, and people forget that everyone's got something to give and something to share and something to talk about and something to fucking say and give to the world. But the next fucking Joe Blogs, should we call it, next to you thinks that they have the monopoly on what someone else has got to say because their ego is so out of touch with the fact they're just another person sat next to them. It's like, you know, you really don't have that much fucking power. Do you know what I mean? We're all human beings. Like, no one fucking thinks they're a human being anymore. Everyone thinks they're a fucking robot. Yeah, you might work with fucking computers every day. You're not a robot. And neither is anyone else. And it's this fucking groupthink bullshit crap of fucking scapegoating and fucking stereotyping people. Drives me insane because, you know, people have said to me, oh, you know, you've got such a good mindset and you're like so understanding and stuff. Well, maybe people should listen to me and they should fucking have the mindset, not just of me, but people at large should fucking consider that they're not fucking robots and they're not just fucking statistics on a page. You know, I understand the world has to work in certain ways, especially in Western society, but, you know, people should not just be shunned left, right and centre for having an opinion. You know, it fucking drives me insane. And you can talk about fucking, you know, karma or whatever else, and I don't think karma always applies, but it's like, you know, you can say when someone has the ability to have an opinion and has something to share, like, it's only the fucking rule of fucking contrast that comes for someone to disagree with it and oppose it to some level or extent. That's literally the world we live in. But what fucks me off is when it happens in mass, and when you get these stupid, delusional, actually entitled people that really are just causing a hell of a lot of damage to not only individuals but to groups at large, because they literally are so ignorant and fucking unwilling to see a contrasting belief. That's what fucks me off about this world. It's like everyone has to be right and they don't see the fucking contrast. And it's like, yes, we all learn by experience, but if people just fucking took their fucking ego fucking brains off and actually looked around them and said, oh yes, we live in a world that we've always lived in, and actually there is someone over there that's got a different opinion to me, and maybe I shouldn't wind them the fuck up until they get kicked in the fucking shins before they actually take any notice of someone else's humanity. That would be great. Do you know what I mean? And fucking trolls is just a whole other thing. But I feel like you get fucking trolls in real life as well. But I literally have spoken for 20 minutes. I don't want to go on and ramble too much, but hopefully this will go up because it is an important topic, I swear. And, you know, the odd rant is always interesting. So, thanks for listening.